Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Stop, 25 en el o'clock, trago calle pullas, hoy son semillas en mi blog. 8 días a la semana no me apagan el motor, el hip hop es mi religión. Chico no es mi puta, es mi pata, un psicópata sin plata, no se empata por un par de chatas, no se achata ni es mucha laraca, es de chakra de cloaca, apuesta por la justa, no se asusta de una placa, no es la marca en tu ropero, es comunero defendiendo al pueblo a punta de guaraca, por si no será tanta, pero aquí sus palabras son la patria de mis lacras, la terapia de tus hijos, la utopía en cada lata. Usa la boca como acá y mata, más que el alquitrán y el crack, mucho más que la pra, que la leche de aprona que tecnócratas en bata, que atan su cara a corbata, su moral barata, se levanta, prende llanta, marcha por el mapa, no lo atrapan los discursos, mucho menos los del papa, está en la etapa en que no aguanta hipocresía, hoy escribe poesía por la autonomía en Chiapas, que hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro, porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro, porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Y para siempre, compareciente, se te presente, no pasarán los militares en calle, evitarle, quitarle canales sin libertad, para libertad, mediocridad, la calidad de tu vida, se miedo de negra, te cobra las horas de migas que olvida cantar en el bar, de esquina a esquina vomita la pibe, en la acogida masiva que pide, música libre, fuera del vino, fuera siempre que ser gangster, criado va a ser libertad en el nuevo mercado que quiere que gaste, after paco que quiere cobrarte en cámara lenta, colonizarte, runajero, yacta, manta, jampis, un hincha, chay, huira, colcha, sin chillana, caiga, tucuya, guarninchis, crespin, haiku, chay, colque, manta, chilpin, cutimuranchu, sun kukusi paka tukuyakiku papa chamuni apuya yuya wankichu manatu ay mama sara la waro askay manta yuyas payaki kamuni Hip Corona simi pa mi simil, este es el misil junto a Arguedas y Mariategui mi bro. Hip Corona simi pa mi simil, ey, este es el misil junto a Arguedas y Mariategui mi bro. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Poco floro. Hip hop, la única forma. Secatari 2012. Sí. Resistencia rec. Una vez más. Chapa lo contó.
En la plaza de Reyes, la aumenta. Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle tacopón. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Dinero Luis, man, desde Peña, de la victoria, para que sepa. Incas Mode, Money gang, gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lene, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. La super rafina, la dodo quizá y metido en latina aprendiendo quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una sella te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una silla te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar. Si yo soy tu papá. Cinco mob, negro. Cinco mob, nigga. Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, It's money gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman para que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirve ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que te encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito para que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor y trepete que ha parido esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro, la calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento, cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro, que a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero la marcha no tiene el balón, y para esta pantalla no soy patrón, yo ya me sé la cuestión, y doy fue por cada renglón, consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Reyes, papá, el Little Luigi Black Cimental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base, yao.
Yo, comentando, ¿qué dicen? Sí, ¿qué cuentan? Ya, escúchame, ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente. Tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestran. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta. Pánico en el público y manejarás el petapal. Político en vez de patrullas de pequeño camino para un hospital. Como si es abierto como no quiera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el sobrino pero bueno de un primo hermano pariente papá. Si se nota el que no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas, belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo, falso, culo, vasos de cerveza. Plegarse pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá la palabra es cruda. Autoeducación de caminos se apaga la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya sabe cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que toque la fleuna, no una pura canción que me tumba. Si no censura, ni de basura, no le conviene que se ponga verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, no por llanto y más. Contra tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en minis para que vivan en la panty que algún día cambiará. ¿Qué? Hay extorsiones, lobo, violaciones y antimar. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en minis para que vivan en la panty que algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte.
Al vecindario
Sirven como fieles feligreses, o por intereses, mienten todo el día, crean
solo estupideces.
La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que
Todo pueblo merece.
a cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor
Que nos dejó ese dictador.
cortina de humo es su mejor función. Para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo.
Pues miró,
Hoy, como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho
a la objetiva información.
El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún brigado, de seguro es el patrón
De
ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve
menudo show.
Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece
La TV.
Pues será mejor que se autoeduque,
Pues,
pues,
my friend.
porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta la 100.
Ya, aquí violaciones, extorsiones, no por tanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. Buenos dias, my beloved family. Good morning. Shalom to everybody. Hey, I see you, Vladimir. For some reason, man, it's like every now and then I'll see somebody post something on one feed, and then, but it doesn't show like on my main one where I can kind of monitor mostly. Yeah, you know what I mean? So shalom, brother. Q, what's up? Garcia, B Garcia. It's a nice way to say good morning. Well, I'll take it. Let's see. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, fam. I have a important message to share with y'all. Very important. I typically don't. It's this is a dark saying, family. Dark saying right here. For some reason, you Hispanics, man, this is a dark saying for you. Zephaniah 2:1. Come together, make everyone come together, O nation without shame. King James, it says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. This is a dark saying for you guys.
Because even though the own nation is not desired, y'all don't get it, man. You rather be with people that don't like you. Rather be. Those are facts. My dad used to tell me, no te metas con quien donde no te quieren. I think that's pretty basic, pretty standard. You don't need a high IQ to understand that. Bam, I've been really pondering on this, man. I've been really thinking about this, like meditating on it heavy, What is it with these people? What is it with these white folks and black folks with this hate towards like so-called Mexicans? I could see them like, but they're really target so-called Mexicans. You know what I've come to conclude? That these people talk down to so-called Mexicans because they think Mexicans are stupid. That's why. Bottom line. The white ones and the black ones. So I'm like, why the attack, Then somebody told me one time, and I can't find that video, that chief, he calls himself Gorilla Hebrew. Gorilla, it's kind of ironic that he calls himself Gorilla. But if he was darker, could he still call himself Gorilla and then not have a connotation towards that? You see what I mean? It's just weird, man. Y'all are weird. Anyhow, apparently there was like, I don't know, some Hispanic person, Mexican looking dude. He's like, Mexicans? Those guys are drunks. They can't rule the world. You see, family, they think that you Mexicans are just stupid, man. Just dumb. Silly doves. That's what they think, fam. I mean, I'm over here with this basic channel. Not a lot of subscribers, I'm talking about from a billion people online, man. There's about 120 something of y'all. And you got heathens, I'm gonna call y'all that, coming over here like, you Mexicans not in the Bible. And I see people on Facebook posting stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why? That's why, fam. You see, they misunderstand you so-called Mexicans. I'm going to separate myself for a moment right now. They misunderstand you because, I was born there, so I should know. We're very humble people. I mean, just because, let's say, for example, if I prefer to plant trees for the rest of my life, that's a choice that I make. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. But apparently you heathens really think Mexicans are dumb. Hey, shalom, scattered. I'm like, you come to this channel and you say, you're this, you're that, you're white, you're pocho, this and that. And I'm like, Joe, I'm not any of that. Shoot, you got one, I think our gente called Jake comes over and calls me a pocho. Pocho. Tú eres más pocho que yo, güey. ¿Para qué te haces? Por favor. But I'm like, why the attack? Like, I'm not Mexican though, apparently to them, because I guess I'm too smart to be Mexican, fam. That's why they do that. I'm not boasting about. Look, I'm a dumb man. I'm dumb. I'm as dumb as it gets. The only reason I'm here is because of the Most High. That's the only reason. He picked the bases of men. The bases, the bottom, the barrel. Oh my God, on the bottom, man. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Hey, and by the way, this is a dark saying for you Hispanics. Yes, 7921. This is the dark saying because you know what, guys? Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation I desire. You're like, nah, I want to get together with other people. I want to be white and I want to be black and I want the white Jesus and I want the black Jesus. Because you know what? Because I'm going to flag one day and I'm going to be black. I mean, that's the doctrine of the One West camps. So, you didn't pick those wealthy men, those fast runners or high jumpers. No, man. 1 Corinthians 1:18 says, for the preaching of the cross. Here, let me skip it. For we see your calling. Here you go. Verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh. I'm not wise, family. I said, I'm not the smartest man in the world, bro. Honestly, man, things pass over my head like whoop. I've always had a problem really understanding people, to be quite frank with you, which is why I always usually was a loner. I had some friends, you know what I'm saying, but they were real tight. Like I've had a few that I could say, son amigos, los puedo contar, growing up. And then they became not. So that guy was wrong on that end. And it says, not many mighty. No, not many noble, not many mighty, man. My back hurts, fam. Let me see what you guys scattered. You activo today, my brother. Let's go. They're scared of competition factor. It has nothing to do with them thinking we are dumb. White and black are busy talking each other down, trying to reach the top to feel they don't have time to go. Other groups feel competition. Yeah, well, what I mean, scattered is like the other day, I don't know if I don't think you were here, man. That was 2 days ago. No, on Sunday. I had a class, right? And it was the first time that I did the intro for like what some of us have been working on. And about maybe ending the class, man, like four spirits just came on, bam, bam, and they were just like calling me names, like, oh, that I'm not this, or oh, I'm showing my so-called DNA, and I'm that, and I'm like, yo, I'm not white, I'm not a pocho. I was born in Guadalajara, like literally, I'm like, nomás porque sé hablar inglés o español, and this is my point. Just because there are some of us that can master languages, right, with an actual, without an accent or anything like that, they assume that we're not Mexicans. That's what I'm saying, scattered. When you look at the psychology of that talk, when they're telling me, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, and I'm not receiving it, well, that communication obviously works on other people because they're like, oh, what? Okay, here, hit the link. Let me debate with you. I ain't got no time to debate these idiots. They're dumb. Piensan que cuando tú eres de México, que porque ves las cosas muy básicas, eres un tonto. Why do you think they call so-called Northern Kingdom silly doves? There's a psychology behind all of this. So again, let's go back. But God had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I'm a fool, man. I don't know nothing. I started drinking since I was 15 years old, fam. And I got sober not long ago. I battled alcohol so much. For over 3 years. Went into these camps, became an alcoholic all over again. Then the last year, I've been trying to fight for my soul. But God had chosen the foolish things of the world. You don't think it's a foolish thing to go consume alcohol, thinking that it's going to be different every single time, and it's not? That's called insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Yeah, I was a fool. But God had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And that's what I'm saying, fam. You see, they look at you so-called Hispanics, and specifically because they really attack Mexicans, man. You know what I'm saying? They really do. But so Boricuas, some of my Borican brothers, they do and they kind of don't. Cubans, they do and they kind of don't. But I mean, they really go at Mexicans, bro. And I'm telling you, I'm on Facebook, and I don't even like Facebook. And then you got like these other ones like, you go back to your country. We want reparations. We made this country. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have anything. Black power. Anyhow, so let's go. Listen, I got something for y'all. Genesis 28:18. Watch this real quick. Let's begin. That's not the class, fam. All right. I literally was just trying to warm up. Genesis 28:12. I'm sorry, Genesis 28:12. It says, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and on the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. So that tells us right there, family, that's how the angels, they go up and down. Like in the movies, shoom, shoom, just like that. Well, guess what? Guess what? I know that it's going to be surprising to some. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me see the book. We're gonna go look at some books right now. Where are you? Give me a second, please, fam. Give me a second. All right. The book is gonna be called. Here, let me pull it, bro. Let me find it first. Remember the ladder. We're gonna read it again. Don't worry about it. Listen, fam. We gotta remind ourselves who the hell we are. The last thing I'm gonna let y'all do is depend on other nations to tell us who we are. As long as I know, or at least find information and can share with you, fam, y'all are gonna receive it, and then you have to discern it. Don't believe the hype just because I found it. It is your job. You're all grown people. You gotta confirm my information because then you're doing your part. Because I also need correction, fam. We all do. Anyways, so the book is called The Mexican and Central American Mythology, okay? And it reads Genesis 28:12. It says, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. Well, apparently, there was such a thing as a mythology with us. We had an understanding somewhat of that, right? Watch this. Page 83. Let me see. Oops, too much. Fam, just to let you know, when I was in the world, that's the tattoo I got on my back. Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. Or I don't know how you, honestly, I can't even pronounce it anymore, but that's stuff for the world. I don't just letting you know, I dabbled a little bit into these things, and that's because I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Hold up. Let me see. Where are you? Page 85. Give me a second, fam. Why is it not? Oh, come on. What's going on? Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. Okay, Esau's starting to get at me. All right, page 82. Watch this real quick. I'm just gonna share this, and then you guys can decide. It says Quetzalcoatl was thus a composite figure describing the many orders of matter and creation, a kind of ladder with man at the century, but extending downward into animal, water, and mineral, and upward in planets and life-giving sun, the creator. This ladder is very similar to the order of matter and life described by the modern paleontologist Pierre Theohore, or whatever his name is. Talks about all these seven powers and blah blah blah. Right? That's not what my point is. It says Quetzalcoatl physical description is recorded as detailed. He was tall, robust, broad, of brow, with large eyes, a fair beard. Though there is at least one description of him that makes him black haired. Okay, that's not the point. Let me see. Where are you? I'm trying to find it. I thought I had it. See, our brothers, our family understood about the ladder. And I'm trying to find it. Oh my God, I had it the other day. Why am I sharing this with? I'm sharing this with y'all, fam, because you need to know that we knew. Yeah, that's not how you spell ladder. Let's see, page 83, I believe. Here it goes, right here. It says, from this heavenly plane, Quetzalcoatl drops to earth by a ladder, knotted like a sacrificial lash. Two gods follow him to the earthly region. In Quetzalcoatl's hand is a staff sprouting life, and he also carries a spear of the morning star. What? Wow, bro. My point being is that descending from a ladder, okay? Scriptures talk about a dream, Genesis 28:12, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. Boom. Shalom, east side. Let's see what you're saying. Immigrants are going to steal our way of life. It's more like fear based on their part. Ah, yeah, Scattered. I would like to agree with you on that, bro. But I think, look, I'll just say this, brother. I can tell, I can discern for the most part when people communicate what kind of is, your interpretation of things. I think you still believe in a 12 tribe chart in a way. I think your toe is still dipping on it. I may be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think you still do, just by what you're saying. Maybe you're not noticing it, but I am. Anyhow, let's continue. Please correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Let's see. So now we saw that the Mexican and Central American mythology. Okay. So now I'm gonna try to hurry up on this because this is just an hour class. So here's where we left off regarding the wretched of the earth. Okay. Remember this one right now. We left up here on page 18. It says, if this suppressed fury fails to find an outlet, remember, we're talking about colonialism, the effect of colonialism, the destruction of the mind of how it actually is how it occurred. So when these people came here, right, you got to understand, when they came here, look at the spirit that they brought upon us. It says here, if this suppressed fury fails to find an outlet, it turns in a vacuum and devastates the oppressed creature themselves. In order to free themselves, they even massacre each other. Damn. The different tribes fight between themselves since they cannot face the real enemy. And you can count on the colonial policy to keep up their rivalries. You see that, family? The man who, to raise his knife against his brother, thinks that he has destroyed once and for all the destitute images of their common degradation. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you something, fam. I used to, like, my son, right? I'm going to be sincere with y'all. I used to resent him so much. Whenever he would ask for help, I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. I had to really, really, really repent on those things. You know what I'm saying? And it was only through the Bible that I was able to let go of that resentment because I was hating myself more than anything. I hated me because I felt I created his illness. It was weird. I was internalizing the oppression, the fury, and I could only take it out on who? My other tribeman, my brother, my son. So it says here, the man who raised his knife against his brother thinks he has destroyed once and for all the detested images of their common degradation. So because he was sick, autistic, it almost seemed like he was manifest. He was reflecting me, like how I was sick and quote quote autistic, alcoholic and troublesome. And I hated him for it. Common degradation. Then it says, even though these expiatory victims don't quench their thirst for blood, they can only stop themselves from marching against the machine gun by doing our work for us. Watch this. Of their own accord, they will speed up the dehumanization that they reject. Under the smooth eyes of the settler, watch this, they will take the greatest precautions against their own kind by setting up supernatural barriers, at times reviving old and terrible myth, at others binding themselves by scrupulous rites. It is in this way that an obsessed person flees from his deepest needs by binding himself to certain observances which require his attention at every turn instead of us. Which is why they want to take our people into all these other camps and say that we're not all the same. Why is it that the so-called white man is one nation? Why is it that the so-called black man in their doctrine is one nation? But when it comes to you so-called Hispanics, we're many? You guys ever think of that? So they dance. That keeps them busy. It relaxes their painfully contracted muscles because we're always tense. Like, my son used to come over with my dad. I used to go over to my dad, like, hey, dad, what's the boy? Vete para allá, cabrón, vete para allá, vete para allá. En serio. Ahorita no tengo tiempo. And then the dance mimes secretly, often without their knowing, the refusal they cannot utter, and the murder of they dare not to commit. But at the end of the day, it's inner destruction, family, what it is talking about. It's just the psychology, the way it plays out for us, right? So guess what this all means? You guys are like, wow, why is he not reading the Bible? Well, be patient, man. God's starting you guys, man. Psalm 64. Why am I reading this? Because these nations, they do this. Verse 1, it says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Why? Because they understood colonialism, the spiritual aspect of it. The psychology, by consistently reminding us that, hey, you guys aren't Israelites. The other people are. You see, you Hispanics, you natives, you're not. It's not a curse. It's manifest destiny. You see, white folks and black folks, if you guys realize one thing, you guys came together. You're not of this continent. We've been moved back by not just the white man. The black man was right there hand in hand with y'all. Stop lying to yourselves. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows even bitter. Why? Because they understand if they keep us in a circle of confusion. We're the minority, yet we're not. We're so-called, the One West Camp says we're the 10 tribes. There's only 2 or 3 of them, so to speak, right? But we're the minority in our own continent. You guys are dumb. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who is that? Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. How? Because they know that they're not the people of the Bible. You think that the so-called white man and the black man are in cahoots with this? This is their country, guys. Unfortunately, y'all got to realize you Hispanics are just a sideshow. They communally snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They know that as long as you guys are Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Peruanos, Bolivianos, y'all ain't shidados. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep. Why do you think they're able to break down scripture? Why do you think the white man was able to find what he finds? This is witchcraft, family. And I know that some of y'all are going to be like, no, but Satan, so Joshua. No, there's no way. They're just like us. Look, they suffered. You guys don't know your history then. There's no such thing as transatlantic slave trade to the black man. It was you, Hispanics. Yes, it was you, silly doves. Were there some enslaved? After 1659 on. Because the first ones that were coming with the white man to conquer our lands. Satan, so I've done many classes already, fam. I don't got to go back. But listen to this. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. That's what we're doing today. And we're going to continue this fight no matter what. I know some of you guys are like, well, I think you're just a racist punk, man. This is truth, fam. Habakkuk 1:5 says, behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. Remember, fam, we were left off at around 1492, 1500, 1530. I'm still there. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told to you. What am I saying? What's all this mean? Habakkuk prophesied this in, when was it? Let me see. I think it was 611 AD, BC, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now, verse 8. Their horses are swifter than. No, matter of fact, let's go to verse 6. For lo, I raised up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land and possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. Remember Ecclesiastes, things repeat themselves. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Remember the spirit of wickedness. When you deal with Satan, he gives you the power. Remember, the world is given to the hand of the wicked. Then it says, their horses are swifter than leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasted to eat. Now, we've been told that that's the white man. Really? Huh. Well, guess what, fam? The Phoenicians, yes, you Phoenician Canaanites, they are here in this country, in our land. It was prophesied, and it was repeated, and it was noticed, and it was said again. in 711 AD. Oh, you don't believe me? The same thing Habakkuk said. 611 BC, 711 AD, 1300 years, and then now 2023 or 2022, because I've been saying this for the last 4 months. You guys aren't paying attention. 1300 years now. It says here, the color of the conquering soldiers was described vividly by the European scholar who sympathized with the Christian Spain, meaning the white people. It says the reins of their horses were as fire, meaning when the Moors came, you Africans, when you conquered Europe. Their faces were black as pitch. Their eyes shone like the burning candles, right? Like the black Jesus. Watch this. Habakkuk, here it goes. Their horses were swift as leopards, and the riders fiercer than the riders fiercer than a wolf in a sheepfold at night. The noble Goths, meaning you white folks, were broken in an hour, quicker than tongue can tell. Oh, luckless Spain. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch this. Other writers were not of the opinion that the conquest of Spain and Portugal was a disaster. The whites in those Iberian countries were not viewed in favorable light. This is what you black folks are saying about white people. There are nearer animals than men. You guys are saying that still. Oh, really? You don't think so? Hold on, fam. I have to show you guys. Watch this. Let me see. See if I can find it. Watch this. This is their intro, fam. This was their intro right here, right? This was their intro right here at one point. Watch this real quick. I'm going to be quiet. You tell me if they don't think the same thing about them to this very day. I'm not joking, fam. Not joking. So look, they are near. This says they are near animals than men. They are by nature unthinking and their manners crude. Don't they compare the white man to the Neanderthal, all hairy? Their bellies protrude. Their color is white. Their hair is long. In sharpness and delicacy of spirit, in an intellectually specificity, they are nil. Ignorance, lack of reasoning, power, and boorishness are common among them. So when they tell you so-called Hispanics that, well, you know, you're not black, so you tainted the seed. That's what they're saying. That's why they call y'all silly doves. You're not seeing the subliminal destruction of this spirit, fam. I've been saying this since 4 months, and nobody pays attention. Nobody even considers that this may be right, that they may just be. And even they themselves, Africans, are saying, yeah, we conquered you guys. You Mexicans are dumb. Keep believing the white man. Keep believing the black guy that says, I'm an Israelite, when he's not. He's more of a Canaanite or Phoenician, one of them. Why is it that when it comes to black folks collectively, they're not tribes? Or white folks in America, they're not tribes. But here, we're tribes? You guys are really being silly doves. The Moors had a particular low opinion of these whites. Look at this. I'm going to tell you this right now. This one West Cams that be like, yeah, you know, the white man conquered Europe and they went to Africa and Africans sold us. You guys are dumb. Watch this. The same degree of intellect. No, I'm sorry. Let me go here. It says, whatever makes kingdom great, whatever tends to refinement and civilization were found in Moorish Spain. The same degree of intellect and learning was brought by the Moorish conquerors of the Iberian Peninsula to Portugal. Like Spain, that country was to be culturally influenced by the Moors. Its association with Africa dates as far back as the 4th and 5th century when Africans arrived in southern Europe. Ouch! It was in 711 AD that they marched in as conquering under the command of Tariq to reinforce what has been said earlier. This Moors, as the earlier writer chronicled, that were a black or dark people, some very black. You can go on and on. This is the book called The Golden Age of the Moors. I showed you guys this book before. Some people say this guy's pseudo. I'm not caring what he says. I'm only using the references that he used. So I know those references are legit because you know why? He references Leo Africanus. Leo Africanus is basically an African man. He's not white, was not white. And he says it himself that the blacks and blackamoors, that you guys are all of Philistine descent. What you want me to tell you, man? Your own people are telling you that. Look, I have the book, but I'm not gonna read. I'm just gonna read what they actually said. Leo Africanus, for all the Negroes or blackamoors are descendants of Cush, the son of Ham, who was the son of Noah. But whatever difference there is between the Negroes and the Tawny Moors is that the fact that they are of the same ancestry. Ouch. I'm sorry, Habakkuk 1:5. Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe. See, we were taught that it was only the white man, but now we're seeing that it wasn't. Habakkuk 1:8. Their horses are swifter than the leopards, and they're more fierce than the evening wolves. It says you're as the eagle, right? As the eagle. As the eagle. Let me show you something. Job 39 talks about horses and things of that nature. I'm going to read it real quick, okay? Job 39, because I think we're doing well. Yeah, we got about it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let me hurry up. Job 39, it reads, I may go over 10 minutes, fam. Okay, so just forgive me. Job 39, verse 18. Watch this. Watch this. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorned the horse and his riders. Let's talk about Israel, how they're like, whatever. Okay. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Can thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He pawed in the valley and rejoiced in his strength. He goeth on the meat arm. He goeth to meet the armed men, meaning the horses. The horses are swifter than leopards and more fierce than an evening wolf. He mocketh at fear and is not afraid, neither turneth he back from the sword. You know, see those movies where people like literally like put a stick and they just run to it. The quiver rattled against him, the glittering spear, then the shield. Damn. He swallowed the ground, meaning when he stomps, bam, bam, with fierceness and rage. Neither believeth he that it is the sound of a trumpet. He said among the trumpet, ha ha, and he smelted the battle afar, and the thunder of the captains and the shoutings. You see that, family? Let me finish it. Do I have to? I guess I could. Doth the hawk fly by thy wisdom and stretch her wings towards the south? Does the eagle mount up at thy command and make her high on nest? She dwelleth and abideth on the rock, upon the crag of the rock, in a strong place. From hence she seeketh the prey, and her eyes behold afar off. Why? Her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slains are, there she is. Who? The eagle, fam. The black eagle and the white eagle. Oh, y'all don't believe me. You guys think I'm lying. Okay. What do you say to that? The eagle. The eagle. Oh, no, yeah, the eagle. Boom. The eagle. The eagle. They came and conquered with the white man, fam. We're still in 1492. I haven't left. I'm gonna tell you something. As much as destroyed as we could be, we were warriors, family. Let's go ahead and finish this off. I'm gonna show you something.
Aztec warriors were insane. The Aztec Jaguar and Eagle warriors were an elite class of soldiers who served a superior pre-Columbian empire. Equipped with a wooden sword embedded with obsidian blades, they could decapitate a horse. Much like the Viking berserkers, they would take on the appearance of vicious animals. And war for these guys was a source of prisoners for ritual sacrifice. So these guys didn't raid to kill, they raided to capture. And their ranks were given to them based on the number of prisoners they could acquire throughout their military career for sacrificial purposes. At times, Aztec warriors even ate their sacrificed captives, and it was a great honor to engage in ritual cannibalism. For them, eating the flesh of a sacrifice...
That's that extra stuff. Of course. What I want to show y'all is the actual fighting spirit within us, fam. Now, I'm obviously still in 1492. We're showing that, 1492. I think yesterday we were basically talking about a couple of other things, right? Here, let me show you. Oh, that's the video I want to show you eventually. Watch this. Watch this. We'll talk about that video in a soon way. Because this is when you talk about people not knowing what the hell they're talking about. Broken Spear. We're going to read Broken Spear, page 2631. Let me see. Where you at? Broken Spear, Broken Spear, Broken Spear. Is this it? Oh, here it goes right here. All right. Oh, that's the sad part. All right, let me go ahead and quick on this. So we know for a fact about the warrior mentality, right? So let me go ahead and do this. Where are you at? Right. No, it's not there. Is it right here? Give me a second. Give me a second. There. Let me find it, family. Give me un minuto, por favor. Un minuto, por favor. It's not the Broken Spear. We're going to go to the American Holocaust, okay? The American Holocaust shows you this right here. So I just want to show y'all, fam, we were fighting back. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we basically still need to do to this very day. This is from the American Holocaust. I wish I could tell you what page that is, fam. I don't have the book with me. It's behind me, and I don't want to get up because then I have to go through them books. So I apologize. If you guys really want the page, I'll give it to you. It says, unlike most of the Caribbean people in the Spanish encountered, the inhabitants of Mexico had a good deal of experience with warfare. To be sure, Aztec warriors were trained in highly individualistic fighting technique, since the aim of battle was not to kill masses of the enemy, but rather to capture and bring back a single worthy opponent to sacrifice at the following year's ceremonies of fertility. Still, those fighting skills were formidable, and when combined with the Aztecs' enormous numerical advantage, they were more than a match for any invading army out of Europe. As a European interloper's own account makes clear, individual Indian warriors repeatedly showed themselves the equal and more of any among the Spanish militia. The story of one Aztec soldier who, in hand-to-hand combat, fought off a handful of Spanish horsemen. When they could not bring him down, one of the Spaniards threw his lance at the Indian, who caught it and fought for another hour before being shot by two archers and then stabbed. Was but one among innumerable such reports from the conquistadors themselves. Okay, fam? So watch this real quick. We got to finish it. This is in Spanish, but y'all need to know. They came, we fought back. Okay? Watch this. Here we go.
Chichimeca se aplicaba en esencia a gente norteña, a quienes vivían después del trópico de Cáncer. Los mexicas llamaron a esa gran región Chichimecatlali, la tierra de los chichimecas. Después de la caída de Tenochtitlán, los españoles continuaron emprendiendo campañas y misiones para someter a las demás etnias indígenas. No obstante, los chichimecas se convirtieron en un terrible y poderoso enemigo. A pesar de los intentos por hacer las paces, aquellas tribus aguerridas se oponían fervientemente a ser conquistados. Además, tenían la ventaja de conocer a detalle el territorio del norte de México, por lo que varias veces emboscaron a los intrusos y los asesinaron. El término
Okay, fam. Let me go for this real quick. Let me show this. Okay. Let's see what we got. Yep, I think we did a good time. Again, fam, every day what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little pieces of like the timeline. So we're still 1492, 1500. We're still seeing the fight. We talked about the plagues yesterday. So now we're like kind of the spirit of warriors. Tomorrow we're going to continue. I got some more information. So what I want to do is show you a timeline, scriptural, right? And then also the psychology. We need to know these things, fam, in detail. Again, it's just an hour, just maybe hopefully feed the spirit and y'all were edified. Make sure you take notes on these things. Those books are important for y'all. I do want to read Jeremiah, but then I'm going to go past the hour and I don't want to do that, fam. Okay. I do want to show this to y'all. Don't be fooled, fam. We got a lot to fight for. We got a lot to stand on. Let me see. See, where are you at? Hold on. I don't have it no more. I used to have a video, fam, about Dr. Sevi, and how he was talking about that the Hispanic man cured him. Let me see. Maybe I could find it. Maybe it's here. Let's see. Nope. It'll take too long. I do have one here. Oh, here it goes right here.
We begin. I became a merchant seaman right quick to take you through my life. Left Honduras without going to school, became a merchant seaman, became an engineer, worked for the County of Los Angeles as an engineer. While as an engineer, the County of Los Angeles, something is to happen. Something is to change my life completely. First, it was a Mexican. The Mexican said to me, "You're dying." I said, "I know." "How do you know?" "Because I fell out going to the bathroom on Sunday afternoon, and I didn't reach the bathroom. I got up off the floor. Something must have happened between there and the bathroom." But I had gone to the neurologist, the endocrinologist, the GER practitioner in Russia, in England, in Germany, in France, United States. And there were people that knows what it is about. They had the great big books on medical science. But my asthma and my diabetes, my impotence was kicking. What happened to the books? They read books. All the physicians that treated this boy read books of all kinds. Nothing happened. I goes to Mexico, and the Mexican have a goat in his house. Every 5 words it was bad, bad. And I'm looking around. The Mexican said, "The goat bothering you?" I said, "No." "You're dying because you are disobedient." Then he brought the Holy Bible. "Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the land." That's in the Bible, isn't it? But how could we honor our mother and our fathers when we don't even know what they were about? You don't tell that to an elephant. to honor his mother? Because when he's born, he follows his mother and watch what his mother eats. Do you and I know what our mothers ate in Africa? We don't know, yet we dialogue. We dialogue on this level of intelligence because I know Plato, I know Aristotle, I know all about Diogenes, but you don't know what your mama ate. So everything that you talk about means absolutely nothing. So you see where they have us at a deficit? That's why we need each other's. Now when I became an engineer, the Mexican said, stop eating. Don't eat anything. For how long? 3 months. I said, are you crazy? He said, no, you nuts. You ask me if I'm crazy. You've been eating garbage for 30 years. You've been eating garbage. And I'm going to remove the garbage for 90 days and you ask me if I'm crazy. What was I eating? Hog maws, chitlin, neck bones, crackling bread, lawn in New Orleans. Eggs, because the grown-ups told me when my penis wasn't getting hard, eat eggs, drink raw eggs. And I did, by the dozens. And nothing happened. The Mexicans say, don't worry about it, don't eat. 90 days later, I was no longer impotent, no longer diabetic, no longer asthmatic, no longer with glasses on my eyes, and this to me What happened to the science that the physicians were using, medical science? It didn't work, isn't it? But it worked with me. The herbs work with me. This Bible says, in the book of Revelation, it says 22 verse, and the first chapter, it talks about the herbs for medicine. Am I right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what could have happened to us that when my brother, who's a preacher for 30 years, was sick, and instead of going to God's medicine, he went to the physician to get a chemical in his arm. My brother died 21 years ago.
Family, Lord willing, this was an edifying class. I hope y'all, had enough food for this morning, man. And again, I went a little bit over the hour. Hope y'all had a very edifying moment. Hey, Scattered, why don't you give me a ring, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got that number there. You know what I mean? Give me a ring, man. I like to talk to you about those things. Because what we're trying to do is wash away that one West doctrine indoctrination, because it's very heavy. And there's no knock or hate on anybody, man. It's just the fact that there's too much documentation showing that we're just above and beyond what they're talking about, bro. Anyhow, all right, man. So, hey, Eastside, happy to have you here, brother. You know that always. Who else? Who else? Cuba, Vladimir. Damn, that's just one person? Wow, bro, that's crazy. I must have said something I didn't like. It looks like it's only one person. But anyways, it's all good. All right, let me go ahead and finish it off, fam. Again, I got the video, and then we will, I guess, see each other later today. Remember, it's a Spanish one. So expect something different, okay? Anyways, love you very much.
Yeah, man. Respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. Più nigga, uno microphone. Can't I sit in and buy for everything? Rock, yo un estudio. Bomba, claro. ¿De qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va? No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amores, vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby day. Cali with a mama soul, yeah. Oh. Tell them around. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender. ¿De qué manera es más fácil aprender? Que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. ¿Dónde se quedó el amor? Hey, no voy a sitio on no microphone forever never. Tell me, roll some love. I can just smoke and the light some love them. I Rastafari my life some love. I remember no fire no burn. Ribby day. I live with a mama soul, yeah. Reggae man a mama warrior day. Not a really thing. Oh, yeah, man. Quien se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bomba, clack, un nego. Yeah, not a really easy. No. Pure nigga on a microphone. Hey, tell us what, tell us anything. Tell if I'm a rasta, feeling on my sin. Hey, more love.